Hi, welcome back to Box of Delights. Today I've got a Kickstarter preview to show you. This is a prototype that's been sent to me by the designers, and there's a wealth of Kickstarter games these days, and if I wanted to review them all, I just wouldn't have enough hours in the day. So I do like to pick and choose which ones I'm going to spend my time on. I don't do this for a living, it's just a hobby. No one's paying me to do this. This is just something I do for fun, which means I want to pick out games that I think I'm going to have fun playing and have fun showing you. And I've picked out this one because it's got a nice little small footprint. It's quick, easy, and has a little solitaire variant in it. It does play multiple players, and it works. I guess it works better multiplayer, but it works solo, and it offers you a nice little challenge solo, and that's why I wanted to show it to you. The designers have put some thought into this as a solitaire experience. It's called Godforsaken Scavengers from independent publishers Draw Black, designed by Thomas Spactek. A good-looking small box game designed for hardcore strategists. You're not always going to win this one. This one's going to be tricky, and there is going to be a little bit of luck involved. But it's about getting to know the game. It's about getting to know that solitaire experience and what may and may not happen. Setup is really quick. We basically split the deck into 3 piles. We're going to be explorers, we're travellers, we've got a scenario. It's like a little dungeon crawl if you like, but most of it is through different locations. We've got a location deck here that's going to tell us where we're going to be travelling. We're going to start off, for example, at the Unstable Crossing. And you'll find a solo scenario, competitive, cooperative, individual, like a semi-cooperative variant. We're going to be playing Mad for Profit. This is the solo, and they've got a little bit of narrative here to get you into the story of what's going on. This is a game of survival, death, and with death came madness, echoing through everyone, except me. Suddenly, I could see the light where darkness had dwelled before. Now I have to find the hive and make them all see, even the queen, or they must perish. Like all those before, already swallowed by insanity. I have to bear the burden. I am the chosen one. This defines our scenario. We've got 7 areas to play through. This is a random deck of, a larger deck of scenarios. Okay. There's some special instructions here for solo play. There's a couple of cards to remove because they don't really work except in multiplayer. And we start with 1 card of every tier and a paranoid affliction. This is an affliction deck. These decks here are different pathways we can take as we travel through the Unstable Crossing. Here's our first location. And as we travel, we're going to be trying to overcome encounters. We've got to harvest the cards that we scavenge through. Right? We're searching this area, we're scavenging these decks. These cards will give us perils, or they'll give us kind of feeding points that we can scavenge. And we've got to scavenge enough to cross through this area, score of 3. So it's search, defeat, move to the next area, search, defeat, move to the X area. Right? Pretty simple. These perils are going to give you afflictions. It says we start with a paranoid affliction. So we're already going into this adventure feeling paranoid. Alright, I'll give that shuffle back up again. Okay. Paranoid just says that there's a card called Salvation, which you can play on yourself. Normally you'd be playing that on other people. But in the solo game, starting Paranoid, you can play this card on yourself. Alright, and that makes it a nice little thought. Again, they've thought about how this works solo. They've obviously, developed it with that solo game in mind. We also start with, it says, 1 card for every tier. You can see 3 tiers in front of you. This is tier 1. It has 1 spear sticking up. Tier 2, tier 3. It's just worked out randomly that way. It didn't have to. But what we're going to do is just draw until we get 1 card of each tier with a number on it. Okay, a number. That doesn't, put that aside. There we go. Right, I'm going to shuffle these back into my deck. And then I'll just randomly create these 3 pathways once more. Just roughly 3 equal, that's all you need. Okay, we're ready to go. One more thing to point out before we get going. Each location has a passive effect. Unstable Crossing says Salvation and Hide can't be played. So these are cards that could potentially help us, but we're not going to be able to play them. I'll show you when they come out. This is my hand. This is my player area. This is an effect which is affecting me. And I've got some cards here which I can use. Each one of these has an effect. So here's Salvation, which I can't use. It says reaction, protect another player from affliction he would gain from peril. And because I'm paranoid, remember, I can play this on myself, but I can't play this because of the passive effect. So we'll put that one to one side. We've got a hasty ransack. Look at the top 3 cards of a pile, shuffle them and place them back on top. And then we've got flip the top card of all scavenge piles face up, this scouting card. Alright, I won't show you how they work just yet. What we're going to do instead, now I need a 3 basically, I need 3 to overcome this location. Now I've got 3 already, so I could quickly get through this location. Job done. Alright, these are the numbers I'm going to play, and so I've come into this with some numbers already to help me out. But let me just show you quickly what would happen if I want maybe put some more cards in my hand, because my hand limit's 5. I could draw some cards. They might be good stuff, they might be bad stuff. So typically what happens on a turn is you pick a pile and you scavenge from it, and on your turn you've got to scavenge at least 1 card anyway. So these ones are going to be easier, less perilous, but the reward's less beneficial. This medium one, it's level 2, this tier 2, is going to give me better stuff, but potentially is more hazardous. But let's just grab a tier 1 and we'll place it in our scavenged area. Okay, so we've grabbed another scout. Now on this part of the turn, this scavenge phase, I can keep drawing, but I can only draw from this one deck. This is the deck I've chosen to draw from. So you can imagine the next card down might be a tier 3, it might be really perilous. I can't duck to these other 2 tiers. This is the path I've chosen. So I either stop or I carry on. Let's carry on. Let's draw another card. Okay, this time I got Adrenaline Rush. I can keep going. I can keep going as long as I want, but I'm not going to. I'm going to stop there. Remember, I've got a hand limit of 5. So I can take these 2 cards. This is the next phase, the collect phase, and I can take any number of scavenge cards. I mean, I could keep scavenging. Alright, actually let's do that. Let's scavenge again. It is a peril. It's a dead pile. If it had been another number, basically I could have left 1 here on the table and just taken 2 to fill my hand of 5, right? As soon as you draw peril though, this is a card with this kind of skull here, not a number. Perils represent all kinds of dangers lurking in the depths. As soon as this peril's drawn, all scavenged cards get discarded. Unless you've got something in your hand you could play to stop a peril happening. It hasn't helped us here though. So now we act this card. So every peril, discard all the scavenged stuff and perform its effect. It says the slow realization of what macabre mass you stand in freezes you in horror. So we've stumbled across this graveyard, if you like. It says gain an affliction or discard relief to take any card from the discard pile. Okay, we don't have relief. So we're going to gain another affliction. And this time we've gained curse. Shuffle the resolved peril back into any scavenge pile instead of discarding it. Okay, so cursed comes out and we put dead pile back in. Alright, shuffle it back in. Oops. So now normally players would, a turn would pass, multiplayer, and potentially another player is going to now face that peril. This affliction becomes something that goes in my play area. This is now impacting me. If we take a 3rd affliction, then we immediately lose the game. So we've got to try and heal these if we can. We don't want to take a 3rd one now. Just a lucky draw or unlucky draw, and it's game over for us. And that's it, my turn's over. Because a peril gave me an affliction, you have to stop. I can't scavenge further. Alright, if the peril didn't give me an affliction, I could know, although my scavenge pile is now empty, I could start scavenging again. But no such luck. Now we move into the feeding phase, okay, once all the turns are over. And we've got to discard enough cards from our hand to feed. If we can't, then we'll take an affliction. We've starved, unable to feed. Remember, that 3rd affliction is going to make it game over. And then we move into the next round. The next round is we take this away and we reveal the next location. Alright, so we're looking for 3 food. Now I do have enough cards in my hand to do this, so I'm going to get rid of these 2. I'm going to keep salvation. So yeah, let's discard those. So we've successfully fed, no problem. Alright, now we've ended the round. So this goes away, we reveal the next one. and it says Fertile Meadow. This is going to be a 6 feeder, quite a difficult one. A plethora of aphids, almost a paradise. Were it not for the conspicuous silence and huge grotesque footmarks on the ground. Okay, there's a fertile meadow now. Now we're going to take these, shuffle them, and create 3 new piles. Okay, we never know what's going to be in these 3 piles. 1, 2, 3. Now we've only got 1 card in our hand this time, so we're going to have to do some scavenging because we're looking for a 6. It says every played card is harvested for 1 food in the feeding phase. Let's see. Timely salvation protects me from an affliction I would gain from a peril. So let's see. Let's start out with. We're gonna have to do a lot of work here. Let's start out with this one. Swift hide is good. Protect 2 scavenged cards from being discarded by peril. I like that. As before, right? Let's push on. It's an orange one, so let's push on. Another salvation. I like this. So now I've got enough to feed. Do I push on? I think I do. Adrenaline Lush. Active player takes 1 scavenged card without interrupting scavenge. Okay, I like that. It's another level 2. So we're pushing our luck. But let's go again. It's a ransack. Look at the top 3 cards of 1 pile. Okay, I like it. I'm happy. Let's stop. Let's collect. Let's harvest cards for feeding. Remember, we need 6. So I'm going to keep salvation. Yep, let's keep these 2. Let's get rid of these. That's Fertile Meadow resolved. We'll reshuffle. I'm never sure. Maybe the designers will correct me whether the discard pile gets shuffled back in. I don't think so, because the idea here is that this is getting potentially harder and harder because I keep drawing out the easier ones, not the red ones. So the game does develop as you go along. Without this, if you do get to discard things back in, I guess there's no development. Okay. Horrible red pile, horrible red pile, and a white pile. Okay, let's see. What's next? The narrow tunnels. Use only 1 scavenge pile instead of 3. Narrow tunnels. Okay, so I'm going to reshuffle this. Maybe you should reveal this before you create the piles. I think you do. Notice the last time said the Fertile Meadow. Each played card is harvested for 1 food. I didn't actually play any cards. Yeah, I only harvested cards. So playing a card is like if I played the ransack. Yeah. Normally, you see, when you play it, you only play it for its effect. You don't get its food. But if I'd have played this, I'd have also gotten 1 food for it. So maybe that would have been a good idea. Okay, here we go. Count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Because I don't want to make this too tough for myself. Okay, narrow tunnels. Let's cut, shall we? That's probably the best way. There we go. Okay. An easy one. Let's go. Ah! It's another dead pile. Wow, that's pretty unlucky. There's only 1 dead pile in the whole deck. And to see it twice in 1 game is pretty unusual, but we only saw it because of Kurt shuffling it back in. Alright, this is almost game over, but there's actually something I can do about this. I've got Timely Salvation in my hand, so I'm going to play this. Timely Salvation says protect another player, but because I'm paranoid, I can play it on myself from an affliction he would gain from a peril. So I don't gain an affliction, And I can carry on now, which I'm going to have to do because I've only got one food left. And wow, excellent. That's just what we needed, survival instinct. Discard the last scavenge card before it takes effect. Okay, 3's good though. I think I'll push on because I've got survival instinct and I may be able to not use it. Let's see. Swift Hide is good. Okay, this is hard. There's a red one here. I think I'm going to stop. I'm going to use... Yeah, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop and I'm going to collect. Okay, and now I can harvest these two. And that would get me out of this location. Wow, that was tense. Do you see how this can be? Radiant Rupture. All fed players heal 1 affliction at the end of the round. Excellent. So I just need 5 and then I can heal 1 of these. That's what I needed. Okay, let's give this a shuffle. We'll cut and split into 3. Oh, nasty. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Well, I know which path I'm taking. Let's see. Adrenaline Rush. That gives me potentially 4. I've still got Survival Instinct. Let's push on. Stress Relief. That's 3 plus the 3 I've got in my hand. No, I'm going to push on. Forward Scout. So I could do this, but then I've lost Survival Instinct. It's a huge risk. I think I'm going to have to stop because getting that heal effect is invaluable. Let's stop. Let's collect. We'll feed. All fed players heal 1 affliction at the end of the round. Let's feed. Right, let's use these 2. I'm going to keep these 2 cards. I want the flexibility. 3, 4, 5. I'm fed. I'm going to heal an affliction. Let's get rid of cursed. Just discard that up here. This one's complete. Let's see how we go on. Endless Maze. You can't scavenge more than 4 cards. Okay. I guess you don't really need to be that, thorough with shuffling because everything's kind of shuffled already anyway. Can't scavenge more than 4 cards. I've got to go on. I've got to push on. I might use one of these. Adrenaline Rush. Active player takes 1 scavenge card without interrupting. So yeah, if anything's scavenged down here, I can go grab it. Flip the top card of all scavenge piles face up. I might actually play this. Let's play it. All scavenge piles face up, and then we'll decide which way to go. I'm definitely going this way. And then the red one underneath. Another tier 3. That's really tough. I think I'm gonna scavenge. I don't like this at all. I'm really close to the end, but I haven't got many cards. Let's feed. Finish this. Reveal. Penultimate location. Vestige Shafts. For every card you take, first discard 1 scavenged card. Ouch. So I've got to do lots of scavenging this time. Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Alright, penultimate location. We need to find 3 food. We can afford to start, I think, but let's see how far we can go. Adrenaline Rush. Got to push on. Oh, Perished Caravan. So I could take this. And that means I have to discard this one. And then I starve. Downside is I can't actually use this without gaining an affliction. So now I've got to push on, haven't I? This is a huge risk. And it's a ransack. Excellent. Swift Hide. Where I can take 2 of these 4. I'm going to go one more time. Ready? Ferocious Hunts. Yes. Man, this is tough. Which ones do I take? I can only take 2 of these. Oh, it doesn't matter, I'm going to have to discard to feed. Discard, feed. I could keep them, choose not to feed and gain an affliction. Should we do that? Let's do that. Let's take those 2 and not feed, which gives me an affliction. Which means I'm insatiable. Harvest 1 more food than the area requires to feed yourself. That's okay. Right, we're now into the final area. And this is where we have to play this one. Hive outskirts. Renegades and outcasts, listening with fervour. Load them inside and their loyalty is yours. Fail them and it's your last mistake. Have at least 4 scavenged cards after the feeding to win. Ouch. Okay, so I need to feed and have at least 4 cards scavenged here. And I've got to get 4 because of this insatiable affliction. Okay, let's see how we do. I've got enough to feed, so I just need to scavenge 4 cards, right? 1, 2, 3. Now I could use the backpack. Look at the top 3 cards of one pile. I like to keep this one here in case an affliction comes up or a peril comes up that I can use it for. I could use the ransack to check the contents of one pile. Let's do that. Let's do that. Just use my ransack. Hasty ransack. Look at the top 3 cards of one pile. Oof. There's 3 red ones. 2 red ones. So look at the top 2 afflictions and gain 1, shuffle the other back. So Dire Echoes is in there. So I'm not going to go for that. I'm not going to go for this one. I'm going to go for this one. Alright, that would have lost me the game, so let's see. Uncharted Trail. There are 3 other scavenged cards. Place trail on area, lowering its cost by 1. Nice. Let's see. Survival Instinct. Rotten Carcass. Discard 2 other scavenged cards to harvest carcass for 5 food. No. Keep going. I'm nearly there. Oh, brief rest. Can we do it? Can we do it? There's the 4. I need 1 more point. Yes. Okay. We stop. Wow. We stop. We collect. No, we don't have to collect all these because that busts my hand limit. Yeah, we need to scavenge 1. We feed. Have at least 4 scavenged cards after the feeding phase. And I need to feed 4, don't I? Oh, I'll use both these. Yeah. Have at least 4 scavenged cards to win. That's it. That's victory. Well, I hope you enjoyed this demo. That's Godforsaken Scavengers. The artwork here is all prototype at the moment, so things could change up in the final version. The artwork's very simple, but very atmospheric. The rules are straightforward, and the gameplay is exciting. A great choice for any soloist. I hope you pick it up. Thanks for watching. See you next time.